And as Sejali said, holding space, holding space with love. And that's so profound. Let me tell you about, the worst advice I ever gave. A dear friend called me, voice cracking, saying she felt lost in her career. And what did I do? I immediately jumped in with solutions. Have you tried networking? What about upskilling? Maybe you should talk to a career counselor. That was way back. And I thought I was being helpful. I was being a problem solving machine. And she went quiet. And then she said something that haunts me in the best way. I don't need solutions. I just needed you to listen. And in that moment, I realized I had robbed her of something sacred. I had taken away her space to just be, to feel, to process. And that made me wonder, how many times have we done this? How often do we rush to fix when all someone needs is for us to stay? So today we are exploring something rare and radical. Today we talk about the art of holding space for others. And now, holding space might sound like some fancy therapy term, but it's actually beautifully simple and profoundly difficult. Holding space means being present with someone without trying to change their experience. It means listening without planning your response. We jump to answering questions. It means resisting the urge to fix, judge, advise, or cheer up the other person. It means sitting with their discomfort even when it makes you uncomfortable. To hold space for someone is to be the calm riverbank while their emotions flow freely. You're not the dam trying to control the water. You're not the bridge telling it where to go. You are just there, steady, safe, allowing. And in a world that constantly tells us to look on the bright side, and everything happens for a reason, holding space is actually revolutionary. Because sometimes there's no bright side yet. Sometimes things just hurt. And the most loving thing you can do is to witness that pain without trying to erase it. Let's be honest, most of us are terrible at this. And it's not our fault. We've been trained otherwise. We were taught to fix, not to feel. And Indian families, especially, emotions are often treated like problems to be solved quickly. Your child is crying about a friendship issue. Arey chodo yaar, there's so many other friends. Your spouse is stressed about work. Don't think so much. Just relax. Your friend is heartbroken. Time heals everything. Move on. And we think we are being helpful. But what we're actually saying is, your feelings are inconvenient. Can you hurry up and be okay so I can be comfortable again? Teenagers do this too. Your friend is venting about their parents, and you immediately say, "Ha, mine are worse, let me tell you." And you have just made their pain about you. You didn't hold space, you hijacked it. And here's a scene we all know. Someone shares something vulnerable, and within 3 seconds, We are scrambling to fill the silence. Don't worry, it'll be fine. You're so strong. Look at the positive side. Why? Because their pain makes us uncomfortable. Silence makes us uncomfortable. So we fill it with noise, with platitudes, with solutions, with distractions. Anything to avoid just sitting with the rawness of human emotion. But here's what we miss: silence is where healing begins. Silence is where people find their own answers. And when you rush to fill it, you rob them of that discovery. We think empathy is equal to agreement. This is huge. Holding space doesn't mean you agree with everything someone says or feels. It means you validate their right to feel it. Your teenage daughter says, I hate my life. You don't have to agree, but you also don't have to shut it down with, don't say that. You have everything. Instead, you can hold space. It sounds like you're really struggling right now. Tell me more. Your colleague is angry about a decision at work. You don't have to take sides, but you can say, I can see this really upset you. That must be frustrating. See the difference? You're not fixing, you're not judging, you're just present. So, how do we actually do this? Now, this is $1 million question. So, let me break it down into four practices. One, put away the toolkit. Yes. When someone is sharing, your job is not to be their mechanic. Your job is to be their witness. So put away the advice, the solutions, the have you tried this questions. Instead, try, I'm here, I'm listening, take your time. That's it. No fixing, just being there. Number two, validate without minimizing. Indians love to minimize pain. इतना मत सोचो, कुछ नहीं होगा, टेंशन मत लो. We think we are comforting, but we are actually dismissing. Real validation sounds like, that sounds really hard. I can imagine how painful that must be. It makes sense that you're feeling this way, and you're not adding fuel to their fire. You're simply acknowledging the fire exists. And that acknowledgement, it's often all someone needs to start processing their own way through. And number three, ask, don't assume. We love to assume. We know what people need. You know what you should do? No, stop right there. Instead, try, what do you need from me right now? Do you want advice, or do you just want me to listen? You can definitely ask this. That one question shifts everything, because now you're not imposing help, you're offering presence, and you are letting them lead. Teenagers, this works with friends too. Instead of jumping in with your opinion, ask, do you want me to just listen, or do you want to brainstorm together? And respect their answer. And number four, be comfortable with discomfort. And this is, of course, the hardest part. Holding space means sitting with someone's tears, anger, confusion, or silence, and not trying to make it better. When your parent is grieving a loss, you don't have to say anything profound. Sometimes sitting beside them quietly is more powerful than any words. When your friend is sobbing about a breakup, you don't have to crack a joke to lighten the mood. Sometimes handing them tissues and staying silent honors their pain more than any pep talk. Your discomfort is not their emergency. Learn to hold it. Because when you sit with your own discomfort, you create a safe container for theirs. And here's what happens when you hold space for someone, they feel seen. And when people feel truly seen, not fixed, not judged, just seen, something magical unfolds. They start to trust themselves. They find their own clarity. They realize they had the answers all along. They just needed a safe place to access them. And here's the bonus: when you hold space for the others, you're also teaching them how to hold space. Your teenager learns that emotions aren't problems to be solved, they're experiences to be honored. Your friend learns that they don't have to have it all together to be loved. Your colleague learns that vulnerability isn't weakness. And this is the highest form of leadership and love. Not leading by directing, but by creating space. Not loving by fixing, but by staying. So let me leave you with this. In a world that's constantly rushing to the next thing, the next solution, the next distraction, your presence is a gift. Your willingness to sit with someone's mess without cleaning it up is radical love. So, your challenge for today: choose one conversation where you practice holding space. It could be with your child, your partner, a friend, a colleague, anyone. Listen fully. Don't interrupt. Don't offer advice unless explicitly asked. Don't try to fix or cheer them up. Just be there. Breathe with them. Stay. And afterward, reflect. How did it feel to simply be present? What did you notice about them? What did you learn about yourself? Because here's the truth: you don't need to have all the answers to make a profound difference in someone else's life. You just need to show up, stay still, and hold the space for them to find their own. Make them realize you are there for them, with them. Be the riverbank. Let the emotions flow. Trust the process. And with that thought, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today.